All right. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all to the monthly meeting of the Peabody Conservation Commission. Today is Wednesday, Today is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. I'll read the notice from the governor. In accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Sections 18 to 25, notice is hereby given of a meeting of the Peabody Conservation Commission. At this time, the Peabody Conservation Commission hearings will be continued to be held remotely, which is allowed pursuant to Governor Maura Healey's March 29, 2023 extension of the temporary provisions allowing remote hearing until March 25th. The public may participate in this meeting remotely, and there's an ID provided on the website if you want to link in. Tonight on the commission today is myself, Michael Rizzo, I'm vice chairman. We have Mike Vivaldi, who's a commissioner, Arthur Athis, commissioner, and Amanda Green, commissioner. With that, we'll get started. Right. Okay. By Michelle DeStefano, the patio company, for Eric and Jillian Esposito, owners. Proposed project consists of the installation of an in-ground pool, permeable apron, fence, and appurtenances. The property is known as 15 Crestwood Lane, map 81, lot 5, in the city of Peabody. Anybody here? Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Repeat that. I'm sorry. I was losing connection. This is Eric Esposito.
All right. Are you presenting tonight? I see you have Michelle DeStefano.
I believe, yes, Michelle will be presenting.
Okay.
And
He's muted.
Oh, Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Very good. Yeah, it put me on the panel. Oh, very good. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, very good. So we're presenting on the behalf of the patio company for Eric and Jillian Esposito.
Okey-doke.
Okay, we're presenting for a pool deck and surround and in-ground gunite pool. Excavation will be done at 100+ feet from the area marked as wetlands. Preparing area for permeable surface made of techo block. Pool deck will be a permeable surface created by using aggregate to ensure the impact to the wetlands is minimal to none. Per the manufacturer and installation, it notes the volume reduction in peak flow. It's 100% permeable by runoff passing through small open graded aggregate filled openings between solid high strength durable pavers. It's said to be environmentally quality improved, and it fits green and sustainable development. So we hope that it applies to also there's a dry well that we will be installing as in a requirement. So we hope that it meets and exceeds all runoff requirements for local.
Okay. Have you been out there, Lucia, to see this at all?
I have not. I've done a lot of desktop analysis and I didn't really see the need to go out. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, do you want me to pull up some aerials on it?
No, I think I'm okay. It's heavily wooded, the property. So
I don't think, I'm not sure. Are you looking at the right aerial? There's woods behind the houses, but I don't think this is heavily wooded. That's why I wasn't concerned.
Okay.
But I might be, I've been really sick, so maybe I'm looking at the wrong, maybe I'm looking at the wrong lot, but I wasn't overly concerned. Do you want me to pull up an aerial, or has anyone else looked at any aerials?
I looked at it and and I thought I saw. Oh well, did have it.
It seemed like Crestwood Lane like abuts the Salem Country Club. So there is like a ton of woods and stuff there. I think
Mhm.
these guys might be on the opposite side of the street from the,
Okay, is the pool's going in the back, right?
Correct.
Okay.
oh, there
Can
we
you
go.
guys not see my screen? Is this not showing the plan?
I see the plan. Yep,
Okay.
I just, yeah. Any, commission, any,
Not off the top of my head. Uh, is the trees have to be cut for this or no?
I don't know,
No.
do you plan on, Michelle, do you plan on having to take down any trees?
No, there were no trees to be oven to take down.
Okay, okay. All right.
And it's
Um,
over 100 feet, but it's in the outer, is it it's in the outer riparian, I believe?
Right. Yep,
Yes, it's 104 feet, but it's within the 200 buffer.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? If not, I'll open it to the public. Is anybody here from the public wish to speak on this matter? I don't see anybody.
Is there a decking or
There we go.
the pool and other accessories that we should know about, or just the pool itself, the in-ground pool? What are the dimensions of the pool again?
It's
Typical.
a 16 by 32 rectangular pool with a 930 square foot.
Karen?
There is someone in the audience that has their hand raised, named Mike, before you guys close the hearing. Michael, when I unmute you, if you could please just say your name and address for the record.
And Stuart just joined the meeting, it looks like.
Yes, do it.
My name is Michael Byrne. I'm with the patio company. I was here to support Michelle and the Espositos and answer any questions that might have come up.
Okay, I think the only question we had is whether you need to take trees down, and I think the answer was no to that.
Yes, it was no.
Okay,
And that will be a permeable surface. The deck around the pool will be a permeable surface as well. So
yeah. And did you
What
say
the-
you're putting a dry well in?
yes, we'll put a dry well in to make sure that at any point that the pool needed to be drained, that it would not be drained on the surface of the ground, that it would be drained into a dry well that we'll install when we install the pool. If it's, we'll probably do a little bit of grading with with some of the material that comes out, and we'll truck the other material decision when we start excavation.
Okay, well, way, aren't you?
I would think so.
I'm trying to get a better feel for the topography. It looks like it slopes from the street up into the property. Is that correct? Or am I looking at it, is the angle not correct?
I think the angle's off. It's a fairly level site.
Okay.
did you guys have a lot of problems with flooding like on some of the other residences in your backyard?
This is Eric Esposito, homeowner. I know others in the area further up the street do. I haven't experienced really anything other than just some soggy grass, but no puddling and flooding.
You're lucky.
I know I am. I feel bad for my neighbors. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at that plan that's on the screen now shows that the topography slopes up along the back of the property.
Mhm.
So it goes up to a big hill. So you'll be putting a pool in. So I just don't want to, if you you're gonna put the pool flush with the ground, I guess, correct?
Yes.
So there's really not much you can do with the spoils from that. You're gonna have to take that away, most of it.
Yes.
Okay. All righty.
So there's a hydraulic pressure valve in the pool. If water collects, if groundwater collects around the pool, the water ends up, the hydraulic pressure with the water under the pool and in the pool it will release the water into the pool and it'll equalize the pressure. So we're not concerned with any drainage issues.
Okay.
I have a quick question. This is Stuart. Isn't there a river or stream that runs along the bottom of that picture? Yeah. What is that, or what's the name of it? Anybody know?
I don't.
No, looks like maybe it's be an intermittent stream.
Intermittent?
Could be.
Oh, you've
I
got
don't
it.
know. The only thing I noticed looking at the land on a different way of looking at this,
Probably
there's
plenty.
all kinds of
That's the riverfront. That's the river.
what is it?
It must be a river. It must be a perennial stream that's identifying the riverfront. It looks like
Well,
the house. would be-
the question ultimately I had is, is there flooding from that on occasion, and isn't that wetland is it too close to the pool?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. No,
I couldn't tell from the drawing, so
yeah,
It's over 100 feet.
yeah.
okay, that's cool.
Okay, and if there's no other questions, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
I just had one more question.
Oh,
Is it a
sorry.
saltwater pool?
Pardon?
A saltwater pool?
It's a saltwater pool, yes.
Thank you.
And so this is an RDA or an NOI? I forget. I didn't remember the
And then NOI.
NOI.
an NOI. So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call.
That motion was made by Mr. Vivaldi, seconded by Mr. Athos. Roll call, Chairman Lazaris.
Yes,
Were you here? Did you hear everything enough? I'm sorry.
probably not.
Yeah.
But just
I
I'll
mean-
say no.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the pool, I mean, it's a pool, so I mean, I'm not,
No, I mean, I looked at the drawings and I looked at everything you sent.
I mean, do you feel like you were
Mhm.
involved enough in the conversation to vote? Or otherwise, I wouldn't vote no, I would just vote present.
Present.
Okay. Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so sorry, that was it passed, it closes 4-1 with Chairman Lazaris voting present.
Okay. Do I have a motion to issue an order of conditions?
So
We didn't
moved.
really talk about the conditions, but the typical pool conditions plus plus as a recommended standard order of conditions 1 through 50. With the idea that the property owner needs to remind the property owner has to install erosion controls before any work commences in the pool. Condition number 49, that they follow it specific, especially in the riverfront, which reads, in the event of swimming pool is placed on this lot, the following conditions shall apply: that the content of the water in the swimming pool can be detrimental to wetland plants and animal species. To remove harmful chemicals, it is an applicant's responsibility to leave the pool water standing without the addition of chlorine for a minimum of 7 days before draining the water out of the pool. In this way, the chlorine concentration will be significantly reduced due to the volatilization. All pool water, wherever possible, shall be drained through a dry well, which is being installed, correct?
Yes.
Rather than allowed to spread over the surface of the land. The City of Peabody Conservation Commission office will be notified prior to the draining and shall approve the method of draining. This condition shall remain in perpetuity.
Okay, do I
Second,
have a mo- do I have a motion to issue an order of conditions?
that was the
No one
motion.
made the mo- Nobody made a motion.
I'm making a motion to issue an order of conditions with the following statements that I just read.
Okay, a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call.
All right, that motion was there's a motion for, an order of conditions 1 through 50 with erosion control condition as well as the pool condition as stated by Mr. Vivaldi. There will be a drywall on the property. That motion was made by Mr. Vivaldi, seconded by Mr. Lazaris. Roll call. Chairman Lazaris,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes,
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so that motion passes 5-0 with Stu
Very good.
voting.
What? I want to reiterate one thing, that the City of Peabody Conservation Commission office should be notified prior to draining and should approve the method of draining. This is in perpetuity. That feature has to do with the fact that we really don't want salt water just going everywhere.
Yep,
Understood.
we understand.
Okay.
very
So when you
good.
start draining, let us know.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Michael.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Enjoy your
everyone.
summer.
Have a shot.
We will.
Bye-bye, Michael.
Did you want to, with Stu, did you want to continue, Stu, on item number 2?
I can, doesn't matter. Number 2, request for determination of applicability. Public hearing and request for determination of applicability submitted by Barry Fogel Esquire, who is a lawyer for Salem Country Club. Proposed project consists of repaving a golf cart path in a buffer zone near hole number 9. Property is known as 133 Forest Street, map 59, lot 81X in Peabody. You there, Barry? Oh, you
Good
are.
evening.
Good evening.
And I think Bill Rocco is here as well, right? Was he promoted?
I don't see that.
Lucia, do you see him? There we go. He got
Okay.
all dressed up, so he likes to. There he is. He's got a tie on for you
Oh, we
guys.
got a tie-in. My
Yeah,
God.
see. Yeah,
Hey, this
We
is
were-
a Zoom meeting. This is a Zoom meeting.
I-
Cut that out.
I wear ties all day and not at night. He wears, not at day and does it at night. So Barry Fogel, on behalf of Salem Country Club, here with the Superintendent Bill Rocco, we filed a request for determination of applicability. And if I'm able to share my screen. Okay. I will show you. So this is the golf course property here. This shows you Forest Street on the right there. This is the little red mark there, shows where the cart path is, but this figure works better. Let me zoom in. So this is the 9th hole. This is Forest Street. And this green line is the delineated wetland boundary on the other side of the tee boxes. This triangle marks where the tee boxes start. The green is down at this end of the hole. There's the pond, as you know. So there's a section of cart path here where this is the 8th green, and golfers come across with their carts across Forest Street. And then there's a section of cart path here that ends right there. So one small section of it is in this very outer edge of the 100-foot buffer from that wetland. And then there's a little bit of an in-cut where the wetland embayment goes. And then there's another little section right here. So this is really a one-day effort. The area is pretty flat with the tee box in between where the cart path is and the wetland. But the idea is that New England Paving is gonna come in, scrape up the old cart path material, put it right into trucks and take it away, and then pave it same day. So it's very quick. No real, I mean, obviously they're not gonna work on a rainy day, and the idea is that even though it's in this outer edge, we wanted to get this in front of you. So we're seeking a negative determination that no additional filing would be required.
Okay. I just had a question. The path, the cart path is right in that location. Isn't that very close to Forest Street and the wall between Forest Street and the cart path? Fairly
Well,
close to it.
it's, I mean, near it, but not,
I think it's like within 10 feet of it. So I have no problem with the project. The only thing I might just be considerate or concerned about is the tree protection. So the trees
Yeah.
don't get damaged, by the backhoes and digging it up, because this
Yeah.
is a scenic roadway and I wouldn't want any of the trees damaged. So the only thing I would suggest or ask is maybe have some tree protection, like maybe some snow fence along the between the wall and the cart path, so backhoes would make sure not to go in there, or be aware that be careful about swinging your boom and hitting any trees. That's all. That's the only thing I'm concerned.
yeah, that's a good point. Bill, you might know, to the right of the cart path, there's probably not, the trees aren't right on top of it. There's probably some, low grass on the right side of the cart path.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
correct.
but care will be taken, Mr. Rizzo. That's good, certainly no high activity. It's gonna be all close to the ground, obviously. Yep.
Okay. So you don't think it's necessary to put some snow fence or at least something there, or a rope, or with some stakes just to stay? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong. When I was looking at the street view, it looked like the street view that I had up looked like the path was very close to
See
the
if I have
stone.
a photo. Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think I might have picture. Uh, Yeah, okay, this is gonna help. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Let me share. So you can see there's really, just this one tree here,
You
couple of
get a
small ones there.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. It is close. I just want to make sure that those trees don't get damaged.
Yeah, and this big one is on the street side, but that won't be anywhere near. But yeah, certainly there's not any very large trees right next to, these are all close to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a fair point. Yep, care will be taken.
Okay.
As the,
If I just say, we had talked with Lucia about this and as a minor permit activity. And you guys may know, sort of DEP has this long list of things in their regulation as to what's exempt in the buffer zone as minor. And they go all the way to like repaving roads, but they haven't covered like little dinky things, right? So it's odd that they've considered minor like these large projects that DPWs might undertake, but for something small like this, it really hasn't been specifically mentioned as sort of repaving of a cart path on a golf course is not within the framework of repaving a roadway. But so here we are.
I
Yeah.
think
Well, isn't this like
this is
being,
minor work. I think
isn't
this
this,
is minor.
Barry, isn't this considered like a driveway? They don't do anything with that either.
Well, in the, abundance of caution, we wanted to bring this to your attention. Lucia said, why don't you do an RDA? So,
No, I appreciate it.
we like to keep you informed. I wish, it's funny because people have been, the list of things that DEP has listed, it goes from up to, there's 12 or 13 of them. Driveway, we thought about, we may explore that further, but for right now, we're viewing it as not really driveway.
No, I would consider it minor work. I wouldn't be, I don't have any other concerns other than the trees, that's all.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like a giant pothole. Don't worry about it.
Giant pothole.
Yeah.
But that's really the information.
I was just gonna
Okay.
mention, my experience with cart paths is that all the carts tend to always go off off to the, where the cart meets the earth, the grass always gets worn right there. And, has there any kind of idea, like make a flare at the end of the, path so that to try to, or have a rock, stone little, so that the grass, where the grass doesn't get worn, because there is no grass, it's actually stone, and have a flare at the end of the, still pavement, but just kind of flare it out so that kind of allow the drivers to go left, right, direct, whatever, which way they want to go.
Bill, I think there's even a bulb at the end of this cart path,
It is
right?
flared. It is flared. Yep.
Yeah. You're right, Mr. Vivaldi. So they're actually, instead of just like the narrow 6-foot path or whatever, and then they scatter onto the turf, he has a bulb at the end of it so that people going in every direction don't wear out one spot.
Right.
Yeah. That'll be replaced in the same location. Yeah.
That's great of you guys. So yeah, I don't have any problem since it's just a repaving, and any erosion controls being placed, or no, because it's just.
Well, because the tee boxes are elevated between where the cart path is and the other
Yep.
side to the north, we weren't thinking that it was necessary, especially on a 1-day work job.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think erosion controls would be necessary for this work.
Yep.
Go ahead, Stu.
So I need a motion for
I'll
negative.
make a motion, we issue a negative determination.
Do you guys want to open it to the
Public meeting.
public quickly?
Oh, we didn't.
Yes.
Okay. There a motion to open it to the public?
Yeah, if anyone's in the public, if you wish to speak for or against, please raise your hand now. Otherwise, we're going to carry on with the motion. I don't see anyone. I don't think anyone's here, but we just have to do it. So carry on.
Okay.
All
make a
right, I
motion
don't see
to-
anyone here, so do we close the open hearing then?
I would make the
And-
motion to close if you guys are ready, if you're done discussing.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Okay. No
Second.
second? Was that Arthur?
Michael.
Seconded.
Michael.
That motion was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Ms. Green. Roll call, Chairman Lazares,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes,
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
Okay, so it is closed 5-0.
All right. Now I need a motion for a negative determination with conditions.
I'll make a motion to issue a negative determination. And the only condition I would think would be just to be the care of the trees along the wall that's adjacent to Forest Street.
Can I add a follow-up email to commission staff once the work is complete?
Yep.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Okay, that motion was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Mr. Athos. Roll call, Chairman Lazares,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes,
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so that there is the negative determination passes. And Barry, when do you need this by? I'm not sure if I'm working tomorrow. I've been sick all week, but I will get this out to you. I can do it tomorrow if I know you need it.
No. Bill, you can confirm, and we've got to wait for asphalt batching plants to open.
Okay, I'll work on it next week then. And
Yeah.
but if it if you want to just be like, can you do it Monday, Tuesday? I'll try and get it done as fast as possible.
No, not this week for sure.
Okay.
And also just to confirm, we'll give Lucia a call ahead of the day when the work will be done, so she has a heads up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. It's nice to be
Thank
on the
you.
early part of the agenda.
Yes.
Yeah. And the rest of it, there's no motions necessary
Yeah.
or reading, I guess. So items
Have a good
3,
evening.
and 4, and
No, four, you do have to read. I think there are some people in the
Oh.
audience for number 4. So number 3, it was
Mm.
already continued to the April 9th meeting. So if you're here for an RDA for 154 Good Deal, that has been continued to April 9th. We are uncertain if we're meeting in person or Zoom. So number 4 would be the one to read, Stu, the continued.
all right. I'm going to move to item 5 because that also doesn't need. No, I'm moving to item 5 so Barry can go. If
That was
there's no
continued to April as well.
Right,
Everything's
so
continued to April, and some of them are even continued till May. So the next one in consecutive order would be number 4.
I agree. I just want to make sure if we're done with the country club, thank you very much, Barry and Bill. Have a good night. Item 4.
Thank you.
Certificate of compliance, continued request for a full certificate of compliance is made by Williams and Sparagus for Chris Sparagus and DEP file number 55934. Project is the construction of a single-family home. Address is formerly known as 0 Pearl Street and is now known as 18 Pearl Street, map 105, lot 85, Peabody, Mass. Order of conditions was issued on 2/28/2024. And I guess our first meeting date was January 8th with no discussion. Is anybody here to talk about that?
So Williams and Sparagus and DiBiase are asking for a continuance. However, the property has passed hands. The property owner is here and his attorney has been promoted to panelist. So I don't know how much they want to speak, but I do think it's important that you guys hear them.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, through you members of the board, Attorney Robert Peterson here representing the owner of 18 Pearl Street, formerly known as 0 Pearl Street, Mr. Paul Barrasso. We've actually been working with the DiBiase companies. They've been very accommodating to us on site. We've attempted to meet on site to go over kind of boots on the ground, what the property looks like. But unfortunately, before our first meeting, we got a good amount of snow. And since then, there's been some property runoff. I believe there's been some back and forth with Lucia as well relative to what's going to be required on this site in order to close it out and issue the certificate of compliance. There was talk about the wall as been approved by this board, no longer being needed. And through my discussions with the council for the DiBiase Peabody Living Company, I think there is some confusion whether whether it is still needed. And from what I'm seeing, again, what the property currently looks like right now with all the snow and the water runoff, there's going to have to be some further discussions relative to that.
Okay. Yeah, I know last time this first came up, they were looking for a full certificate of compliance. And the letter said that it was issued, filed as looking for a full certificate of compliance, saying that the project was in compliance. Yet there were aspects of the project, most importantly, the building of that wall, did not get built. Originally, it was supposed to get built, then then they were going to do it, and now it's not built. So, my opinion that the site is not in compliance. And I think the wall needs to be built because I think there's a problem with that, with runoff and siltation and so forth. So if you can fill me in on this, I just don't know where we're headed on that, but I don't think the project is in compliance.
Yeah, Mr. Vice Chairman, I can kind of opine there and to clarify, I don't represent the DiBiase companies. I represent the homeowner. And through the purchase of the property, it is still upon the DiBiase companies to procure us that full certificate of compliance. So they've been accommodating with their time and they've assured us that they were going to pursue the certificate of compliance. But when we had the discussion, I was kind of in the same boat as you when they was talking about the wall being removed as a requirement, but it's still shown on the plan. So I was kind of confused. And then when I went back through and I've been talking with the property owner and seeing what the current runoff looks like on site, and I went back in for the approved plans and I watched the meetings from last January and last February. And I went back in and saw that wall with the compacted gravel with the fabric barrier to prevent the runoff into the driveway. It would appear to my eyes, again, I'm not an engineer, but that the wall, what it was specifically designed for is for kind of what's going on the property now that we have melting snow. I know there's riprap and there's slope over there, and it probably needs another growing season relative to some of the vegetation that was planted, the grass, to kind of hold that stuff up. But I'm just, it would appear to the untrained, as in the person who is not an engineer, that wall was specifically designed to guard against, what we would be experiencing. And again, I was kind of unaware that they were requesting a continuance, so I must apologize. And again, I would just say that they've, through their counsel, who I know and I've dealt with on many issues in the past, they've been accommodating to our concerns. And I would assume that before you see us back here, the property owner as well as the DiBiase companies will have come to an understanding of what's going to be done there. And again, I'm not understanding on how you issue a certificate of compliance when something wasn't built in accordance with what the order of condition states.
Okay,
So
thank you.
you want this to be continued?
I'll kind of defer to Lucia. I think that the applicant, who would be the builder, has already requested the continuance, and myself, on behalf of the current homeowner who bought the home about a month and a half ago, would agree to that.
Okay.
You
Very
concur,
good.
Lucia?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that there was an issue with the property, and I only just read my email too, so I've been out of the office all week, so I was just checking on emails, and I checked my email before I came in, and it looked like Chris Sparage's. Attorney Peterson, I thought you were also on that email, but I guess they are not copying you on that. It would be helpful if they could start copying you guys, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a thought, just so that we would all be on the same page and not wasting everyone's time. But I think this is good. So now the commission, at least the commission members who are here, are aware that the new property owner has an issue, and so that we should, hold on until they issue that full certificate. But that being said, if everyone's ready to continue it, I think continuing it is great. And if maybe they're gonna try to figure it out, sounds like. And if not, we'll be back here April 9th, and we can have, if you guys want to request some commission members to come out in April and see what it looks like in the real spring. Because right now we're still in a drought, and I saw some pictures, and it doesn't even look like the 25-foot no disturb zone looks like a wetland right now in the picture I saw. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt anyone. I would just say I'll check, Lucia, I'll check. So I work actually with my father, who is the older attorney, Robert Peterson. He's much older. He spends a lot of his time vacationing and watching my kids, but we do still work together. And Chris has worked with my father on other projects, so he might have emailed him. I'm not sure. I'll check on that tomorrow. But if he did try to email me or put me on that email, that would be, I don't want to say he didn't, but so I'll check on that. But I would agree with everything else you said.
So
I'd like to just kind of understand the situation entirely. So there was a house that was constructed, that the retaining wall was part of the plan, but it wasn't constructed. Is that what I understand?
Correct.
And is there any thought that it will be, or is it still kind of like it's undecided at this time what's happening?
That's what they're gonna work out, because I think
Yep.
that the site is not in compliance.
Right. It was part of the original design.
Yeah, and just for my personal edification, and I would put this back over to the agent, to Lucia. I'm not sure how a certificate of compliance is issued when a plan is built in non-compliance without a wall. So I don't know if they would have to resubmit a plan for approval. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. I've
Well,
done hundreds of these, and never had to do that.
original plans had a wall on it.
Mhm.
And, the issue of non-compliance that I'm kind of saying is, it's not an aesthetics thing. It's not like, oh, we wanted a wall. I think the wall had a purpose
It has a function.
for runoff having runoff and silt going down the street and that kind of stuff. And I think the wall was gonna take care of that. And so by not putting the wall in and just loaming and seeding the slope, I don't think it's working. So that's my thought of the non-compliance, not necessarily because you didn't build a wall, it's because of the way the site is left.
Otherwise, it becomes a civil matter and not to us. But I knew they were gonna have problems with this property. I just knew it. Yeah, we'll see you next month.
Yeah, maybe we could have a site visit between now and the next meeting.
So we need a motion to continue.
Yeah.
Move to
Yeah.
continue.
Second,
Roll call.
Second.
I don't know. I heard a bunch of people say move to continue. I'm sorry. Could one person say it? I heard Amanda second it.
Arthur made the motion.
Who did? Author?
Yeah.
It was Author and seconded by Amanda.
I second.
All right. So whom you guys please help me? I'm really sick and I thought I heard Amanda. So who made the motion?
Why don't we just do it again? Move to
Please, thank you,
continue.
please.
I move to continue.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Do I hear a second?
Seconded.
All right, that motion was made by Mr. Athan, seconded by Ms. Green. Roll call, Chairman Lazaris.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athas.
Yes.
All right, so it is continued to the April 9th meeting.
Okay.
Is that enough time to resolve the matter, or we don't? It's hard to know, right?
Yeah, I mean, if not, we can continue it to the May, and it seems like it's they're working it out, so that's great.
Okay.
Well, if the parties wish to continue it till May, just send Lucia a note saying you want to continue it.
Yeah, I would imagine that
That's
would
all.
be the case because we're gonna have to. I mean, it would seem as things stand now that even if all roads lead to the wall, I think it would take, unless they have the best mason around, I think it's gonna take a little longer than through April.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
So
All right.
we
Do
will.
we want to continue it to May then? Sorry to interrupt.
I would be more comfortable talking with Attorney McGrail, who represents the DiBiase companies, and then further requesting that. I don't want to kind of speak out of turn. I know.
All right, that sounds perfect. And I
Okay.
forwarded you the email that he sent me. It was sometime when I was emailing, but I didn't see it. I was emailing you guys earlier today. And then just going forward, maybe like we can have everyone on the same email thread so we're all in the loop. I think that's why I was so confused when I was emailing you guys today, because you guys were emailing me, but they were I'm a little confused. But anyway, so if we could all just be on the same email, that would be helpful.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I'll take I'm gonna take a couple minutes before I go home. My kids are still going to bed, so I got a few minutes to bide my time here. So I'll send an email out to that effect, Lucia.
All right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Nice to
Thank
see you,
you.
Robert.
Item 5 and item 6 are continued to the April meeting. No motions necessary and no need to discuss. Item 7 is also continued till the May meeting. No
Not
motion
also,
necessary.
just continue.
I'm sorry?
The previous ones were continued to April, so this one's continued to May, so that's kind of like a little
I'm
different.
sorry. Thank you. You're right. And we're moving into minor permit requests.
No, we just did that.
We did?
No, we haven't
No,
started.
we
that.
did. We haven't started.
We didn't do minor.
That's
No,
correct.
no, sorry.
That's
Minor permit request, 46 Outlook Avenue, second story addition to existing single-family home. No earthwork is involved. Footprint to remain the same. No stockpiling in the rear of the yard is allowed. It was approved on January 27 with conditions, see whatever. So I don't, what do we need here?
so it's a second story addition to an existing single family home. That was
Yeah.
what, how close is it within the wetlands?
It's
Doesn't
over
matter.
50 feet away.
Yeah, but it
Over,
doesn't,
over 50 feet?
Yep, everything's on the OneDrive for you guys to look
Yeah.
at.
I
yeah,
know,
it doesn't matter. It's the same footprint.
right.
It's going up, that's all.
So the conditions would be, you know, there no what I said, no stockpiling in the rear yard is allowed, and you know, all they're doing is going up. I mean, if you guys, I can have them. I mean, I technically could have had them file an RGA if you guys wanted me to, but
I think it's fine. I just try to understand what the situation is and
I just have I have a question about the property. According to the OneDrive, it shows 40 shows 46 Outlook Avenue. It looks like the lot they're talking about, the building is on half the building's on another lot.
yeah, he owns two lots, two contiguous lots, I believe.
Well, that's not the way it was presented to us. We got a plan that's telling me something different. That blue line should be showing both lots, and then the line between them should be identified as a almost like a broken line. So it's part of lot 46. So I just had that. I have no problem with the project. I just don't like seeing property lines and buildings on another property, and the lot is not identified as 46A or part of it. Just shows 46 in a building on some.
The assessor's map, I'm gonna share my screen. I don't know if you're looking at the assessors, but the assessor says they're both 46. Hold on.
Mhm.
So can you see right here, it says 46, and then right here, it says 46.
I'm not, well, I didn't have this.
46 and 46. They're two different, they're the same address because it's obviously he has two different, this is 115219 and then this is 115218, but because they're contiguous and owned by the same person and obviously a house is in the middle of them, I didn't think it was that big of a deal because it's the same guy and he's doing a second story.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make a big deal. I'm just asking a question because the stuff in front of me doesn't show me that both lots are the same.
I guess I'll have to look at what,
I have it. I have it right in front of me. This says lot 46 and there's a blank piece of property between the two. And I don't know if that's part of 48 or if it's part of 46. I'm just asking the question. We've gotten ourselves
let me look.
involved in.
So on the application you're talking about, right? Whoops.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm just trying to pull it up. Whoops. Don't end the webinar. Hold on. Sorry. All right, so this is what's on the OneDrive. So is this what's
Yes. And then go to
questioning?
the,
Yeah, that's my fault. I did this for him.
say, go to the drawing before that. The other one, the other way. There you go. Zoom in on that.
Yeah, so this is Mass Mapper, and yeah,
I'm just,
I just did this so you guys could see where the wetlands were.
well,
So that's where the wetlands are. That's why I wanted you
Obvious-
to see it's like over 50 feet. Like, so the wetlands are back here. And that's why I said no stockpiling, no, like they can't do anything back here. If they're gonna stockpile or have a dumpster, everything has to be like here to the front of the house.
yeah,
So the blue line should have been included the other property then.
Yeah, but I can't do it because it's technically 2 lots, so there's no way I could do that. I'm not that savvy. There's just no way I could do it. I would have had to put the blue line somewhere over here, and
Oh,
then
I
you guys
see,
wouldn't
I
know
see.
what I'm pointing at.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, it's just unfortunate I mean, it's fortunate for them. They own 2 lots, so
They really, I technically, you know, it's their right to keep that inner line. Since it's they own both properties, they're allowed to keep that internal line of the property. But like you say, Mike, it makes it confusing.
yeah, I just want to ask the question. We've run into this more than once, that there's somebody's got a house or a part of a house on someone else's land. I just wanted to be sure.
Is this something that we should request the assessor to look at, to change the lot
No,
line?
no, Lucia explained it. Lucia went to the assessors map and she clicked on that lot and it shows it's the same owner. That's all I need to know. It's just not shown that way. One could look at that and somebody built a house on someone else's lot because they live
Right.
somewhere else in the country. I don't know. So I'm just clarifying before we approve a project that may be, have a problem. So we understand now. So it's straightened out.
So do we need a motion to approve?
Yes.
All right, move to approve. 46 Outlook Avenue.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
all right, that motion was made by Mr. Athos, seconded by Miss Green. Roll call, Chairman Lazaris,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so that is passed 5-0.
Okay, moving on, notices. Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control District. They're notifying us of mechanized ditching in Peabody. Location is Beacon Boulevard area. It needs a motion to be accepted.
Does it?
Yeah, motion to accept.
Did
Second?
you guys want to accept both of those notices, or do you want to accept them one at a time?
Let's accept both at the same time.
You do both. You do both. Just read the second one, Stu.
National Grid notification of utility maintenance activities. B-154/C-155 line maintenance off of South Liberty Street in Peabody. I need a motion on that one to be accepted also. Or
Okay,
accept
motion to accept the Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control District, and notice to accept the National Grid notification utility maintenance activity.
Do I hear a second?
Seconded.
Roll call.
All right, that motion to accept both of those was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Ms. Green. Roll call, Chairman Lazaris,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so those both pass 5-0. And then we do have the minutes, and then there is also an addendum that was posted properly. So if we can maybe just do the minutes and then get to that addendum and hopefully get out of here.
Okay. Motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, that motion was made by Ms. Green, seconded by Mr. Athos. I heard you guys that time. Roll call, Chairman Lazaris,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so the minutes pass 5-0. And then there is an addendum.
On to the addendum.
thanks,
Public
before I
hearing.
forget.
What? Public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Matthew and Maria Morrissey, the owners. Proposed project consists of 2 additions. Sonotubes installed in a new driveway in the buffer zone. Property is known as 19 Roosevelt Ave, map 16, lot 136, Peabody, Mass. Are they here? Anybody here to, Matt, are you here?
Yep. this is
You're
Matt
there.
Watson. Can you hear me?
Identify yourself and give us your address, please.
Yep, I'm Matt Morrissey. Address is 19 Roosevelt Ave. And I'm sitting here with Maria Morrissey.
Tell us about your project.
We are proposing adding a addition to the right side of our property. It's a garage as well as a ADU. The distance, we're approximately 50 feet, just over 50 feet from the wetlands behind my neighbor at 17 Roosevelt Ave. And that's why we're here.
Okay.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the size and elaborate about the description of the addition, sir?
Yeah, so at the plan, you see there at the bottom, the proposed, the larger addition, the left portion of that, basically to the right side of the existing residence, is a garage. And then the space that is 17.33 feet by 27 feet is an ADU for my mother. We had originally proposed this addition on the left side of the property, which put us outside the 100 feet buffer zone. However, we had issues with zoning. They did not like our proposal, and they essentially told us, our only option at that point was to move it to the right. And then in doing so, unfortunately, it kind of messes up the inside layout of our house. We have our bedrooms on the right side of the house, so by adding the garage on the right side, we now kind of have to reconfigure the bedrooms inside. So the smaller addition on the top side of that plan is a master bedroom, but that falls outside the buffer zone.
I just have a couple questions. So the that shed that's on the side of the large addition looks like it's right on top of your building there.
Yeah, it's
moving
going
that?
away. That will either get removed or relocated, most likely to the left side of the property.
I'll take
Okay.
it.
You can have it, Amanda. Actually, sure. Hello.
So I'm looking at the site, and so I see you have a descending driveway with walls on both sides that go to a fence. So is my fair to say that you're going to have a garage under? How's that
No,
going to work?
the garage will be at street level.
Well, so you're gonna fill in that driveway, I guess. Looks like it goes down to a fence, a gate.
Yeah, yep. The grade drops off on the side of my property. It's a walkout basement, so there's 2 different grade levels. So the garage will be a little bit higher than street level. It'll be on grade, and then below the ADU, which is on the back side of the addition, will be 2 stories high. There'll be a basement below that.
Okay, so that hole in the front will be filled in. And
Yes.
that'd be part of it. Nice. Okay. All right. Very good. How about that huge tree? You have a
Silver maple.
that's a quadruple 16-inch silver maple. Is there like 4 huge trunks coming out of that?
Yeah, yeah. We love that tree. Unfortunately,
Before I was born.
But that's coming down, correct?
It has to come down. Yes.
I think that's a good idea. It is a nice tree, but it's when you get the trees coming off like that with those splits, they're so susceptible to falling over. So
Yeah, we constantly have it pruned. It seems like every few years we have it pruned back.
yeah. Okay, so that's coming. Very good. The plan doesn't show the tree, but that's not a big deal.
It looks like it's a flat lot, but then the plot plan shows there's a relatively, I'm thinking it's a driveway is elevated, but it's just the dimension of the width of the driveway. I got you.
Yeah.
I was miscommunicating that. Now I understand.
Yeah. We don't have other
So
questions.
erosion controls will be in place before any construction. It's a foundation, will need to be a foundation.
Yeah, yep. I'll talk to the contractor as far as the erosion controls, and there will be a foundation.
They're not listed, they're not shown on the plot plan. I would like them to be shown on the plot plan. I wish they were.
I can request the surveyor to add that.
Any kind of dewatering? Are you prepared for dewatering if you need to, or?
No, that hasn't been a concern as of yet. But if that's something that we have to address, you know, we'll have to do that.
Lucia, can you elaborate what that means to the applicant?
About dewatering?
And
Or,
if they're digging their foundation and they come upon a large, right? Isn't that what it means? Like if they're digging their foundation and they come upon water?
yeah, so you would either want to have some sort of like settling basin. Some people will have what they call dirt bags on site. You want to have a few of those handy because they're known to burst. Or there's like a detail that like every surveyor can throw on a plan, or you can just give it to me after. Basically, if you guys start digging and you need to dewater, we need to. I mean, if you guys want to come up with a dewatering, like it would just a dewatering condition, we can just throw that on. And he's gonna have to put the erosion controls down before I sign off on his permit anyway. So um although I too would like to see them on the plan, I know every time you go back to the surveyor, they charge you money to put something on the plan. So the standard conditions 1 through 50, they say erosion controls anyway. And again, I'm not gonna sign off on the permit unless he's got the erosion controls down. If Matt's comfortable emailing me about the types we use. Normally Matt will have a detail on the plan of what kind of erosion controls and like where they'll be. I think on this, you would want to have it along the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that, and then run along like in a horseshoe around the back of your property.
Yeah.
That, so it would be a pretty long line. But we normally require the compost logs that have like a bio mesh on them. We don't like hay bale, so I don't know if you guys want to make sure that it's definitely on the plan if you want it revised, or if you guys are just okay with me just being, making sure that the erosion control's down. And of course, it's going to be in the order of conditions. It's really up to you guys. I feel comfortable because I know that I have a push of a button and I don't have to sign off on this until the erosion controls are down. So it's really up to you guys.
I think the compost logs should be on the plan. I'm not saying you have to hire a surveyor to do it. If you want to mark it, you want to show them on your plan, Lucian, just mark on there in pen and have them initial it. I'm okay with that.
I can
And if you-
certainly do a sketch and share it with him, and then I can email him like a list of there's like 4 companies around here that offer some really nice alternatives to hay bale.
And could you just squiggle on that quadruple 16-inch maple tree on there to be removed?
Right.
That's where I wouldn't feel comfortable putting that on there. But
Why?
we can, I mean, well, once I start doctoring, that's illegal. It's plagiarism. I'm doctoring someone's survey now.
No, the petitioner is going to sign it. He's going to initial it for you. You just trying to
Yeah,
say,
but But this person could, if he find like, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc would be happy. I don't feel comfortable with that. If someone, I don't know where the tree is. I've never even seen the tree.
No, all right, I understand. I know Vern. I know Vern LeBlanc. He's a good guy, but you're right. I just think that the tree should be on there and the compost log should be on there. You know, I don't mean to cause somebody have to spend money on it, but I think it should be thrown on there.
Matt, what did you say the sonotubes were going to be for?
So there's gonna be a deck back there, basically. I got the enclosed porch, which has an existing foundation, existing sonotubes there now. The structural engineer is asking for those to be replaced. So we're basically putting new ones in where the existing ones are, and then we're adding three additional ones, which extend towards the addition. So basically just adding a deck to the right side of that enclosed porch, which is gonna become our dining room.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
So through the chair, it sounds like you guys do want a revised plan, and I completely support that, of course. So you want a revised plan showing the erosion controls, and the
And-
tree to
and
be
the-
removed.
That huge tree, yeah.
And then I guess if there's nothing else, if you guys want to open it to the public for comment. So if anyone's in the audience, if you would like to comment for or against, now would be the time to raise your hand. If not, we're going to carry on.
I don't see anybody raising their hands, so.
I think you guys can go ahead and close the hearing if you're comfortable with it.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second?
Second,
Okay, that motion was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Mr. Vivaldi to close the hearing. Roll call, Chairman Lazares,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athos.
Yes.
All right, so it is closed 5-0. Now we need a negative determination.
This is a notice of intent, right?
Excuse me, this is not a negative determination.
No, you
I'm
might-
sorry, again, I'm sick. It is an order of conditions. I apologize. It is not a negative determination.
But don't we want to see the revised plan first?
Then we shouldn't have closed the plan. We shouldn't have closed the public hearing.
That's why we can condition issuing the order so they can put the
And
road control on the tree line.
Lucia will review it, the plan.
Yeah, you could, this is so small that I'm not concerned. Like, even if, he wanted to, like, file a complaint with DEP or something, 21 days, like, he's gonna have to put erosion controls down no matter what. So I don't have a problem with you guys voting contingent on the revised plan. So basically, Matt, you'd have to give me a revised plan before I'm gonna even draft the order of conditions. So that's correct, Commission? You would make this
Yeah.
motion contingent on the revised plan. Once I receive the revised plan, then that would be, I can release the order of conditions.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was, 1 through 50. Was the addition of the erosion controls, the removal of the tree.
Tree.
And was there a question about dewatering? We were talking about that.
To inform the applicant that it's a possibility and that he should be prepared to what to do if there's such a thing that happens, such a situation occurs.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I hear a second?
Lucia, what is your experience with digging foundations and that happening? Was that pretty common? Is it what's your experience, Lucia?
Well, I mean, I don't really know much about this neighborhood. I know we're in a drought right now, but I also know that with rain thaw, like that last item on the agenda, Pearl Street, I mean, the 25 no disturb zone looked like a wetland. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
Okay.
Amanda might know better because it's her neighborhood. I mean, there are wetlands back there. Again, we're in a drought, but
I've lived here for like my whole life, and these guys, they have a finished basement, and it would never flood. Like, to my knowledge, it's never flooded, and they're pretty far away from the this. I mean, there's a huge swamp, but it's
Yeah.
their yard would never flood. Not to my knowledge.
Well, they have to dig a 4-foot trench for their foundation, in the backyard that's down considerably lower. So, you tell me. I don't know. Maybe there is no.
through the chair, he could probably have if he's going back to the surveyor, I'm pretty sure they have like they're gonna have like a detail for the erosion control that they're gonna slap on there, and then they could probably also slap on a watering detail.
It's a great idea, Lucia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You never know when it's going to happen, right? Be prepared.
So do I hear a second on the order of conditions?
Second.
Roll call?
I did not hear who made it. Was it made by Mr. Rizzo or Mr. Vivaldi? I'm sorry.
I made it.
Okay, sorry. I'm just really sick, you guys. I probably should have had someone else do this meeting, but anyway. Okay, so we do need a revised plan. The revised plan is going to show the tree that's going to be removed, a dewatering detail, a erosion control line, and an erosion control detail. And Matt, you can email me if you are confused by what I'm saying. That motion was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Ms. Green. Roll call, Chairman Lazares.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athas.
Yes.
All right, so the order of condition passes, but it will be held waiting on that revised plan. Correct?
Correct.
Contingent. So the motion was made for an order of conditions, but it's contingent on that revised plan, Matt.
Yep,
And
understood.
Matt, if you want to email me, I'm probably going to be working from home a little bit. So if you want to email me, like, after this or in the morning, I can email you my notes so that you can forward that on to the surveyor.
Got it. I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you
Good,
very
thank you.
much.
Thank
Like what
you.
you
Thank you.
There a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Roll
All
call.
right. Motion to adjourn was made by Amanda, seconded by Mr. Rizzo. Roll call, Chairman Lazares.
At 8:16, yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Athas.
Yes.
And it is still 8:16. Yes, thank you, everybody. And I apologize for being sick and not really understanding everything you guys are saying. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all.
Get
Hey,
well.
Last time,
Everybody.
Night.